What's up, guys? How is everybody? Sorry, I'm super late. Okay. It's my birthday. Forgive me. It's my birthday. I am actually honored to see 30. It's a blessing because most people, some people don't make it to see 30. But I'm grateful that I get to see 30. Today was my children's first day of school, so I was back and forth doing that, but I'm here now. And I am going to do a short show because my partner's not here. And I don't know. I don't like doing shows without her because it kind of looks like I'm the only one that's on the show. I want you guys to see the second half of me. And my partner's great. It's my best friend, Mia. I appreciate her and everything. She helps me with the show 100%. It's hard to run these shows by yourself. So shout out to MIA. She couldn't make it tonight, but we'll be back on Thursday at our normal time. I'm not going to do a show tomorrow because it'll be my birthday again. And I got to turn up. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Do me a favor, since it's my birthday, right? Since it's my birthday, please, 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 please share this live. Share it, start watch parties and groups, bring everybody here, just because this is a really good topic. It's not just for Black folks. It's for everybody. It's for Americans. We the people, right? Thank you for all the birthday wishes, guys, and thank you for tuning in. Yours is on the 24th. Nice. Virgo, even though I don't pay attention to zodiac signs, I just know I'm a Virgo. I'm drinking a Monster. I gotta have some energy when I do this. But I named this show The Ballot or the Bullet because this year, literally this year, this election is just the year of the ballot or the bullet. And if you haven't heard one of the most famous speeches from Malcolm X, I will play it for you. I'm trying to wait for more people to come in. So I'm going to share this a bit. The ballot or the bullet. It speaks to every single, I feel like it transcends race, period. I'm going to play a minute of it. Since I can't play the whole thing, I don't want to get flagged for copyrights. But when I heard the speech, it definitely changed my world. I will say that. Changed my world. It caused me to look at things in a different perspective. And I switched over to the wrong profile. Look at me. Already messing up. Already. But anyway, it changed my perspective on the world. Like, honestly. When I heard this speech, I'm like, there's no way. This was in 1964. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But this was in 1964. And everything that he says, literally everything he says, matches up to what we're dealing with now. As far as the election, the current state of some of our communities. Sorry, I got distracted by the comments. The current state of some of our communities and the current state of our country, essentially. So listen to this awesome speech, and then we'll move on and get into some other stuff.
In Washington, D.C., in the House of Representatives, there are 257 who are Democrats. Only 177 are Republicans. In the Senate, there are 67 Democrats. Only 33 are Republicans. The party that you backed controls 2/3 of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise to you because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you're dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race.
Ooh, that speech. That speech blew my mind. When I tell you it blew my mind, I'm not even kidding. He's speaking to the Black community, of course. But once Malcolm X did his pilgrimage, he saw culture. He saw that white people weren't as bad as they, are depicted, because he only had a broad view of the United States and where he dwelled. But he took his pilgrimage, the Mecca, and he completely changed his outlook. So when I listen to the speech, I hear him speaking to humanity. If you are voting for a party that has not performed, that has not produced for you, your communities, for your children, because we all have to leave something behind, you're a political chump and you're a traitor to your race. And I mean the human race. You're a traitor. There's no way we can keep voting for this party. And I'm talking about the Democratic Party. They don't offer any type of solution to the actual problems that we're dealing with. They don't. It's constant doom and gloom. It's constant, they use slavery to scare the Black community. A lot of us haven't left that mental plantation. And we'll get into what I mean by mental plantation later. What's up, Damien? Thank you for joining. I think I'm going to let me know in the comment section, because I do want to have you on, because I definitely want to hear your perspective. I've been watching some of your videos, but let me know if you can come on. If you can, I'll send you an invite. But I'm going to show you a few things. This is Joe Biden, and pretty much his quotes that he said throughout the years, specifically to Black people. I will play a bunch of Joe Biden videos to show you. In fact, these people are racist and they don't like Black people. I don't think they like the human population at all. I think they are so dead set and stuck on themselves that they can care less how the American people feel. We see that with what's going on. There still has not been a stimulus check released, and people say, so what? Yeah, maybe for you, maybe you don't need a stimulus check. People like me, we're not hurting if we don't get that stimulus check, but you have people out here that are still not able to go to work because their city's shut down. They're still not able to send their kids to school because some parents don't have transportation. And actually some parents can't go to work also because their kids are virtually learning. We all know that children do not transmit COVID-19 amongst each other. So essentially they're not contagious. So why are we you're changing life for children, especially if your kids are in kindergarten, first grade, even in high school. You kind of shape their world and you change their world when you implement all these things. And I just went to my kids' school today. They have to wear masks. They have to do all these things. Wake up. There's only one party selling this false narrative. One. And this is this is some of the things that Joe Biden had to say about Republican, right? I am going to show you a clip later of The View and them talking to Kim Klacik. That actually pissed me off and I made a video about it. But look at this. These are some quotes from Joe Biden. And he felt like it was okay to say this. And it's okay. It's not okay for him to say it, but he feels like it is. You know why? Because Black people have just accepted whatever. Oh, you can say this. Yeah, you can say that too. We're not going to say anything. Joy Behar felt like it was okay for her to wear blackface. And she said, well, the Black community had my back, so it was okay. But look at these quotes. Look at these quotes. If my opponent wins, and he's talking about the Republican Party, they're going to put y'all back in chains. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I live in 2020, okay? Nobody's putting me back in chains. Nobody's going to put anybody back in chains. So why sell this lie specifically to the Black community? They want to scare us. It's just like the KKK. If you don't know the history of the KKK, they were originally created to deter Black people from going to vote. Back in the day, slavery times, even after slavery, Blacks were conservative and they voted Republican. So the KKK party was created by Democrats to deter Blacks from not voting. We're looking at the same exact playbook. Once again, they're scaring Blacks. I do not buy the concept, popular in the 60s, which said, we have suppressed the Black man for 300 years. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Right? Then he says, we, Delawareans, were on the south side of the Civil War. We all know what the Civil War was about, to free the slaves. So Joe Biden is telling you right here, I was on the south side. Sorry. What else does he say? Poor kids are just as bright and talented as the white kids. Are all Blacks poor? Is that really what they think of us? The Democrat Party? Really? This is the same party that constantly pushes systemic racism. This is a party that created systemic racism. Now, I don't believe it in the way that BLM talks about it, as far as everything being rigged against Blacks and where there's no level playing field. But I do think that systems exist in this world. Welfare, public school system. It's all indoctrination of our children as far as the public school system. In the welfare state, the government getting involved removes the father from the home, replaces the father with the state. So the state is playing daddy. Those are systems. But at the end of the day, you have a choice. You have a choice. You don't have to fall victim to these systems. I'm Black. Several other successful people that are Black didn't fall victim to these systems. We could tell you where they are and how to maneuver around them, but don't blame a system for where you are in life. That's not fair. Because there are people that are far worse off than a lot of us are. But this constant state of victimization mentality, this constant state of woe is me, the Black community, we're not treated right. It's all a part of the mental plantation I'm telling you about. When you constantly listen to Democrats tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't Black. This is an old ass white man who doesn't know he's alive. Like Trump says, Joe doesn't even know he's alive. Telling Black people, you are not Black if you don't vote for me. You know why? They feel comfortable saying this because they know what they have sold to Black people for years, decades, that the Republican Party is against you and the Democrats are for you. But the Democrat Party is what's harming you. And I feel like a lot of Black people have Stockholm syndrome, where they constantly feel sympathy for their captor. Pretty much reason, like, make excuses for why your captor is harming you and what he's doing to you. This is what the Democratic Party is doing. This is another quote from Joe Biden. I mean, you got the first mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean. The first mainstream African American. He's talking about Obama, by the way. This is what he meant when he said Blacks are not diverse, except for the notable exceptions. Us conservatives, Republicans that are Black, we don't even exist. We're not a part of the Black community. We don't speak for the Black community. That's what a lot of people like to say, including The View. And he said some ignorant stuff about Indians. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking. A 7-Eleven, so only Indians go to 7-Eleven. White people don't go there. Nobody. Just Indians. Unless we do something about this, my children are going to grow up in a jungle. Now, I can go on and on and on and on. But your kids growing up in a jungle, I don't understand that. Why would it make it a jungle because there are black children going there? I know I wasn't the only one offended by that. It's just disrespectful. Now Joe's going to be Joe. Hayden Biden is just reading the script. He is. But it bothers me even more because Simone Sanders is a black woman. And she listens to this old ass white man speak the way he does about black people. And she doesn't check it. She doesn't do anything. I call them the token Negro. Just like the niggerican on The View. What is her name? Sunny? Can't remember her last name. She's a token Rican. There's no way she felt comfortable. I don't understand how any of them felt comfortable speaking to Kim Klacik the way they did. That interview was disgusting. It pissed me off that I felt like I needed to get up and make a video. I made it dead in the middle of the night. You can't even see me in the video. But you can hear me. It's just the level of disrespect and how comfortable these liberals are speaking this way. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Joy Behar wore blackface. And I'm going to play the video so y'all can see it. Joy Behar wore blackface. And Kim Klacik called her on it. And said, I know you're not talking to me about this. Like, I know. There's no way that you're sitting here having this conversation with me when you did the most disrespectful thing you can do and wear blackface. That's racist. That's not funny. I don't care who does it. Even if you're doing it to joke, I don't think it's funny. She felt comfortable saying that. You know why? Because the black community has my back. No. Like I said in the video, niggas had your back. Niggas. They're okay with being disrespected all the time, constantly belittled and told you can't function in the world without the help of a white liberal. You need this. You need our assistance. We have to help you make your Black Lives Matter. Really. Listen to this.
I believe a coronavirus pandemic would affect us more. I mean, look at my campaign ad. Look at the living conditions. That would affect us more. Absolutely. That's why I'm running for office.
Come on, Kim. Excuse me, I have to say something to you. He told Bob Woodward that it was a very serious issue and it's airborne and that it was terrible. And then he went out and told the American people, don't wear masks. It's all going to go away. You have to put some blame on your president. I'm sorry. You're putting it on something extraneous here. Talk to the point, please.
Is this Joy speaking? The same Joy? The same Joy that paraded around in blackface not too long ago? Come on, Joy. I don't think you should be asking these questions. I am African American.
Excuse me. The black community had my back. They know that that was not blackface. That was an homage. Oh, please, just answer the question.
The black community has your back? The black community has your back?
They do. Sunny,
the black community did not vote for you.
Well,
the black community did not vote for you. What planet
it was during
are
a
you
special election.
on?
Sunny, can I speak?
What planet are you living on?
It was during a special election while we were still under lockdown and I could not talk to people. Can I speak or are you just going to scream over me?
This becomes a big... Listen, Kim, good luck to you. Thanks to Kim Klacik.
That was very immature, but thank you for having me.
The level of disrespect. The level of disrespect. Are you serious? Nobody in the black community had your back. I wish that I could have conversation with a lot of these white liberals because they need to be swiftly put in their place and they need to have several fucking seats. Several. The fact that she felt okay speaking to that woman like that was disgusting. Joy literally thinks she owns Black people. She really does. But someone needs to give her a reality check. And what's her name? Sunny Hostin. The way she acted, because she is Black. She is a Nigerican. I know y'all know what that is. Nigerican. That means you're Negro and you're Puerto Rican. She's Black. And what she is the Eurocentric Black woman that they put on TV. The light-skinned, fair one with the long, pretty hair, which most of that is probably weave. Let's be real about it. And they put them on TV, give them a script. They follow it. The fact that she felt okay with berating and disrespecting this woman is disgusting. I wanted to sometimes I wish I could hop through the screen on my phone when I'm looking at this stuff sometimes and just walk across the screen and slap the hell out of all of them right across the face as hard as I can do it. What planet do you all live on that you can tell a Black woman, the Black community didn't vote for you? And why are they doing it? Why are they doing it? Because she is conservative and because she's a Republican. When I tell you we get disrespected on a whole other level, it's actually really sad. And this is I did a show about this with Corey Fair. Maybe Corey will hop on later and talk to us. But we did a segment called "Is Self-Hate Worse Than Racism?" And yes, it is. Because it creates idiots like Sunny Hostin who thinks it's okay to talk and be disrespectful to someone simply because they don't carry the same political views as you are. Then to add insult to injury, you tell her the Black community didn't vote for you. As if you speak for the entire Black community. No, you don't. You don't. I don't know who you speak for. The liberals. Like I said, I call them the militant Negroes who feel some type of allegiance to the Democratic Party, which I'm still not understanding why, and it's not my place to understand why. But it's time for people to stand up and stand for what's right. If y'all, and I'm speaking to liberals that like to cancel shit, if you really care, honestly and truly care for Black lives, and you care about the Black community, and you care about the Black demographic, there's 44 million of us, stop disrespecting us just because we are not Democrat. We are not entitled to vote for any party, if we're being honest. I don't identify as Republican, and I'm not a Democrat. I am unaffiliated. I vote for who has the country's best interest at heart, my best interest at heart, and what I can leave behind for my children. That's what you're supposed to do when you go to the voting booth, when you go to vote anywhere and vote for anything. You vote for what's going to produce for your communities, for your country. Where has the love for country gone? Everything is just racism. This is racist. That's racist. They even took off Aunt Jemima. I think they're even targeting Uncle Ben. So you want to remove anything Black, is what it seems like. And I'm going to show you guys this. I was in a store here in Japan. It's called American Village. I found this. Okay, this is a piece of vintage. This is the original edition, actually, of this magazine. Now, Black people, okay, since we always like to talk about how our history is just terrible and it's only slavery. This came out 1968. Frederick Douglass, a conservative and Republican who played a huge part in freeing the slaves, has the front cover of Time magazine. African-American history, slavery history, everything is in the centerfold of this magazine. This country is not racist. African-American history, Black history is American history. It's American history. Anybody trying to separate it, I think that's something racist. It's almost like we're two separate entities. A lot of Black people don't even like America or anything it has to offer. So those people, I'm begging you, please stay home. Don't even fucking vote, bro. If you're going to go vote for Joe Biden, because I'm not voting for Trump, stay home. Because this is the year of the ballot or bullet. Trump is the ballot. Joe Biden is the bullet. Socialism comes with Joe Biden. More control. Locking the country down for a virus that has a 98% recovery rate. Are we serious? This is what you get with these people. Nancy Pelosi thinks it's okay to go get her hair done. I don't know if you guys saw that video, but I'm going to play that too. It's just a blatant disregard for humans. Period. Excuse me. Not just Black people, humans. When Nancy can go get her hair done, but the city of San Francisco can't function, or beauticians are forced to work outside in horrible conditions with needles and homeless people all over the place. This is a blatant disregard for life, for anything human. You don't care. Sorry, I'm trying to get this pulled up. But it's time to wake up, people. It's time. We're running out of time. As soon, if we don't get our act together and if people don't wake up, America won't be America anymore. America will cease to exist. And a new normal, like they keep saying, will emerge. But I know we have patriots out there and we have people that actually love their country and are willing to stand up and fight. It's time. It's time. There's no more time to sit and be quiet anymore and passive and just let things go. That time period is over. I know a lot of people don't feel comfortable speaking out. I get that. But for the ones that are okay, especially Black folks, it's time to speak out. Because this has gone too far. Look at this lady. She felt like it was okay to get her hair done. This is Nancy. Like I just said, San Francisco was virtually shut down. But Nancy's getting her hair done. Why is that okay? Why could she go get her hair done, but nobody else can go get their hair done? And you know what she did? She blamed. Oh, they set me up. I'm not apologizing. That salon needs to apologize to me because they set me up. Right. They set you up. No, you got caught in your shit. You got caught red-handed. And this is her response. I'm showing all these things because I want people to take this election serious. This is the year of the ballot or the bullet. And I will play that 1-minute clip again. If you are not voting for the party that is trying to progress America and trying to push forth this country, you are a traitor to your own race. You're a traitor to the human race, bro. There's no way you can keep voting for this oppressive bullshit. This is all they sell. There's nothing positive about the Democratic Party. None of that, not even their history. Their history is even disgusting. And Nancy, this is what she had to say to the American people. This was your answer to the American people. This is how she feels.
I take responsibility for trusting the word of a neighborhood salon that I've been to over the years many times. And that when they said, well, we're able to accommodate people one person at a time, and that we can set up that time, I trusted that. As it turns out, it was a setup. So I take responsibility for falling for a setup. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
I take responsibility for falling for a setup. A setup? Now, what if nobody ever, what if she wasn't caught on camera? Sorry, there's still audio playing. What if she was never caught? What if they weren't recording security footage, which I'm glad they did. What if they weren't recording? She would still be selling this false narrative about COVID-19. We don't need to lock the country down. People need to function and go back to normal. This is like the flu. It's the flu. You sit in your house scared, praying and waiting for a virus to disappear, bro. It's the flu. What are you going to do about it? Sorry, I'm hungry. Beef jerky, beef teriyaki jerky is my favorite, by the way. But what is staying locked in the house going to do? Right? What are vaccines going to do? Everybody gets, not everybody, some people get the flu vaccine every year and still manage to get the flu. I got the flu, even with the vaccine. So it's not 100%, it's not foolproof. It's not going to prevent you from getting it at all. So why the mass hysteria over a virus that has a 98% recovery rate? You only are really, how do you say it? It's not sensitive. I just lost the word. It only really affects you if you have pre-existing conditions, especially if you have lung conditions, if you have heart disease, I think it was, high blood pressure. You're more susceptible to it. And those people should stay home. Those people should wear a mask. Those people should take proper precautions. But you and I, healthy, young people, I'm old today, I'm 30. No. I think it's going to mentally scar a lot of children, especially the young kids. They're forcing kindergartners to wear these masks. This is what they're going to be doing with the mask. Where's my mask at? Dang, I don't even have it. I'm going to show you with the American flag. You know what they're going to be doing? These kids will be playing with the masks. They don't understand. And you're forcing them into a new normal. For what? Why is this happening? Somebody, I want to thump a few people in the head, wake up. You're letting them force these things on us. If Americans stood up and said, no, governor, mayor, senator, you represent me and I feel safe. So those people that don't feel safe, they need to wear a mask, not me. They need to stand up because now people are being charged for not wearing a mask. It's going to be a crime. I can't remember in what city or what state, but it's now a crime. I have two friends in Australia. One woman went viral because she shared an event that she wanted to do, which was protesting the mask. She got arrested for incitement. Incitement was what she was arrested for. So Black Lives Matter can protest. Black Lives Matter can go through the city saying, F your Jesus. Black Lives Matter can kill innocent people. David Dorn. The little girl, I think her name's Sequoia Gray. She got killed in Atlanta because her mother pulled into the Wendy's parking lot. Black Lives Matter shot her car up, killed her child. Black Lives Matter can do whatever the fuck they want. But if you want to stand up and fight for your rights, you get arrested and you get silenced. This is the year of the ballot of the bullet. If you haven't woken up by now, it's time for you to wake up. I'm going to show you another clip. This is what Democrats also do. They use the token black person who's willing to sell themselves out, sell their community out for a little bit of change. Oh no, which one is it? I got all these tabs open. Let me close them. That'll help me out. I'm not sure of this pastor's name. You guys watching, if you know who he is, tell me in the comments, because I really don't know. They're willing to sell you out. Look at this idiot.
And you had the nerve to build a wall, while at the same time you have in the harbor there in New York a Statue of Liberty saying, give me your tired, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Jesus will say, America, if you don't get your act together, you may well go to hell. Why? Because in as much as you do it to the least of these, my sisters and brothers, you are also doing it unto me. We need to unmute the mic.
What? America, you heard what this black pastor said. Okay, even though he's not talking about anything biblical. If we don't vote for Joe Biden, we're going to hell. Because Trump is the devil. Trump is racist. Trump's a xenophobe. Trump's a sexist. He's a misogynist. Trump is everything. And the Democratic Party is a party of the people. Yeah, I wish I had a soundboard so I can hit the crickets. Are we serious? Is this what we're doing? Is this what we're okay with? Or why don't people stand up and say something? What are you scared of? I'm more afraid of what this country is going to look like if Donald J. Trump doesn't win this election. I have faith that he will. But this party has become so divisive and so evil. I can't put anything past them. I don't know what they will do. I like that comment. Mental enslavement. A lot of people are still on a mental plantation. They have released. Yes, we're not in chains anymore. Okay. You're free. Your body is free. You can go do what you want. But as long as they can keep you mentally enslaved and tell you if you vote for Republicans, they're going to put the chains back on you. They will roll back the Bill of Rights. You won't be able to vote. It's going to be so hard for Black people in this country. You're on a mental plantation. And you will forever be the perpetual victim, because that's where they have us boxed in. There's no getting out. You can't get around it. It just is what it is. And that's what they believe. And that's what they preach. And that's what they teach. Constantly. This is what's constantly, it was taught to me. You know, when I was in school, I learned about Black history. When we had Black History Month, especially being young, all you learned about was slavery, Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, the Cotton Gin, which is Eli Whitney. He wasn't even Black, and Martin Luther King. So that's like 5 pieces of history, and Rosa Parks. 5 pieces of history that they specifically teach you. They don't teach you about the first 7 Black senators that were elected. They don't teach us about that. They don't teach us that Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton are the reason for the mass incarceration of a lot of Black men. They don't teach you that. They don't let you know Hillary Clinton called Black men super predators. They don't let you know anything pertinent that you would actually need that's important for you to go through life. It's why would you want a whole community to walk through life being angry and upset? Why? And feel like they're not worth anything. You are worth something. We are all God's creation. He created us in his image. We are his children. There is no price tag on a human life. We're priceless. So why are you accepting this crazy stuff that these people put before us, and you take it as your reality? This is what it is. White privilege is real. No. I'm sorry. White liberals, you don't have it. As much as you want it, you don't have it. I won't give you the satisfaction. You're definitely right. It is very easy to control people when they're angry. You can pretty much sway them anywhere you want. It's like the mob. That's what we call them now. You know, they point to one destination, everybody runs over there. Then they go burn that down, and they say, oh, there's a racist statue over there. Let's tear that down. Go over there, tear that down. It's until there's nothing left. This reminds me of the French Revolution. Y'all better wake up. Because they want you to be angry at the world and think they are your savior. Shh. The only savior I have is the Lord Jesus Christ. That's it. No, I don't bow before any president. I don't bow before Trump. I don't even put all my faith in Trump. I like what he represents. I like his policies. I don't like everything he does. Absolutely not. But I know that he has a good heart and he cares for America, period. And that's really all that matters to me. But look, this is a Democrats then, KKK, Black Wall Street. And now you have Black people burning down other Black people's shit. On October 5th, I will be going to my county election department to change my party over to Republican. Wow, that's amazing. I used to be a Republican, then I switched to Democrat, but they have gone left without limits. Everyone, make sure you're registered at your current area. Please, everyone, go get registered to vote. It's important. Go get registered to vote. I know a lot of people a few months ago were putting out videos that were taken down from Facebook when they went to go vote in the primaries. They weren't accepting Republicans. And also a lot of people went not being able to vote for their party because their party was mysteriously switched. Even the mail-in voting. They had a lot of things going on with that where people were getting reported for mail fraud. And they want you to mail in your votes because it's too dangerous to go vote. Too dangerous to go vote. But Andrew Cuomo, and I can't stand him. Oh, he's so disgusting. He can go walk his dog without a mask. But it's too dangerous to go vote because of COVID. Really. Even when this first started, I don't know if you guys remember, his brother, I can't think of his name. He's on CNN. He supposedly got COVID. But the entire time he had it, he was recording and streaming live to CNN from his basement, being separated from his wife. Okay. And then he gets exposed for being out and about. I think they had a barbecue. I'm pretty sure I have the clip. Let me find it. But he got exposed for being out and about. And the average American walked up to him and asked him, bro, why are you out? I thought you had COVID-19. Like, why are you out? And he got pissed and wanted to fight the dude. He even went against his own, where's it at? He went against CNN and was like, pretty much, I don't want to do this anymore. This is not worth, pretty much, it's not worth me selling myself out. Sure. I can't find that video, but once I find it, I'm going to post it on my regular page so you guys can see this shit. Like, it's bad. It's bad. What time am I at? Almost an hour. What does it say? Cuomo also got his flu needle without a mask. What's his brother's name? Do you know his brother's name? The one that's on CNN? I can't think of his name. I don't know what his name is. But people, I just wish everybody would make smart and informed decisions based on facts, not based on your feelings, not based on which party you affiliate yourself with. Chris Cuomo, thank you. I cannot stand him. I'm gonna see if I can pull up that clip. Just make smart, informed decisions based on facts. Emotions are not rational. They're not. If you know how to deal with it and you can be mad and then get yourself out of being mad and move forward, cool. But operating in this anger, operating in hate, because that's what a lot of people are operating in, confusion, the Lord doesn't dwell there. He says, I am not the author of confusion. Also, you ought not be scared, because I have all power through Christ that strengthens me. We all have it. All you have to do is accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior and move forward. Live life the way you're supposed to live it. The 10 Commandments aren't hard. Don't kill, don't steal, don't put any other gods before me, don't fornicate, don't commit adultery, keep the Sabbath holy. I don't think those are hard things to do. But for some reason, it's like the nation has become pretty much godless. There's no, it's like outdated to believe in Jesus. They even attacked Jesus and said he was a white supremacist, or the image of him is a white supremacist religion, pretty much attacking Christianity. I don't think Christians went in and killed a bunch of black people. Now, if they labeled themselves Christian, then there's nothing that you can do about that. If slave owners called themselves Christian back then, what are you going to do about it? That's not where we are now. Those slave owners, that element is dying off. And hopefully it just completely disappears, because I'm sick of hearing about it. This is ridiculous, man. I'm going to play a few videos for y'all while I find this Chris Cuomo video where he actually got caught out and about. But I'm going to read this comment first. COVID, so dangerous that a mask are thrown on the ground as soon as people walk out of the stores. Why no special places dispose them? Seems to not affect homeless people. That's a good point you make. I don't think people are using their critical thinking skills. Just like thinking, maybe this is not as bad as they're saying it is. Maybe what a lot of conservatives and average Americans are saying, which is this virus has been extremely just over the top. Maybe they're not crazy. Maybe they're onto something. Just thinking critically. That couldn't possibly be, that couldn't possibly be what's going on. Nope. We're all just conspiracy theorists. Oh, Lord. But CNN, a long time ago, and I'm going to show this, was actually, I'm going to say not CNN, Don Lemon. He actually was somewhat of a good journalist back then. He actually spoke on what's actually affecting the Black community. And I thought this clip was amazing because I like to use them against themselves. They flip-flop. They don't ever stand on anything solid. But take a listen to this.
More than 72% of children in the African American community are born out of wedlock. That means absent fathers. And the studies show that lack of a male role model is an express train right to prison. And the cycle continues. So please, Black folks, as I said, if this doesn't apply to you, I'm not talking to you. Pay attention to and think about what has been presented in recent history as acceptable behavior. Pay close attention to the hip hop and rap culture that many of you embrace, a culture that glorifies everything I just mentioned, thug and reprehensible behavior, a culture that is making a lot of people rich, just not you, and it's not going to.
The number one problem domestically facing this country is a breakdown of the family. And President Obama said it. I didn't. A black kid, or kid, not just a black kid, a kid raised without a dad is 5 times more likely to be poor and commit crimes, 9 times more likely to drop out of school, and 20 times more likely to end up in jail. So you're far more likely to end up in jail without having a dad than you are because of a white racist cop.
Right.
Wow. I love Larry Elder, by the way. He's like he's a big influence for me. Uh-oh. But I found the secret audio of Chris Cuomo. And I'm going to play this for you guys. I want to play the Malcolm X excerpt again. And just do your own research. Look into everything that I'm talking about today. And think for yourself. Please. Our country depends on it. Why is it not playing? Oops, I played the wrong one. Sorry, guys.
Well, you remember Michael Cohen. He was a lawyer in New York. He was once the president's lawyer. A couple of years ago, Michael Cohen was indicted for tax evasion, among other things, and he went to prison. When the topic of Michael Cohen comes up, the one thing everyone who knows Michael Cohen can agree on, the one thing is that he's a sleazeball, not a minor sleazeball, but an epic sleazeball, a Hollywood-level sleazeball. If they ever make Sleazeball the movie, Michael Cohen will play the lead, and he'll be in every sequel, too. He'll have to be. He was born for that role. So it's interesting to note that among Michael Cohen's close personal friends is an anchor on the cable news network, and not just any CNN anchor, but the CNN anchor given to the most overheated possible moral lectures. The first guy on that channel to invoke God himself and the Blessed Mother, if necessary, as he scolds you for not living up to his high ethical standards. That man's name is Christopher Charles Cuomo, son of one governor, brother of another, Yale graduate, weightlifter, deeply good person. And also, we now learn, a buddy of Michael Cohen's. We know this because we have an audio tape of a conversation between the two men. Apparently, there are many tapes like this. But tonight, we're going to play you just a portion of one. Before you listen to this, try to remember what Chris Cuomo sounds like when you watch him on television. You've seen him, admit it. Then compare that version, that memory, the official morally inflated Chris Cuomo, to the guy you hear in this recording. Here you go.
You know, I'm always careful when I talk to media, you know? Right. Do you know how many phone calls I've gotten from people at ABC who say that reporters are calling and lying about things they heard about me to try to get stories about me when I was at ABC? Guys calling and saying, I heard he was the Charlie Rose of ABC, used to invite women to the hotel and open his bathroom. Do I look like the kind of guy who's got to do that?
Sure, why not? But you're so
lying.
So
I already
now,
have a good source that says that he forced one woman to have sex. I just want to know if you've ever heard anything like that. There is no woman. Right. There is none of that.
So here's the problem.
Women who do work there saying, oh, yeah, you know, some of these men and naming me with other guys, you know, we bumped into each other once in the elevator and he put his hand on my shoulder and he made me really uncomfortable. I mean, what the
It's a problem. And now you.
So I'm careful with the media always. Right. I've always told you the media is not your friend.
No.
Whoa, well, there's a
I'm muted. Sorry. I'm doing this show by myself. I just realized that. But I didn't know that actually happened. That clip said it was a clip of him actually getting caught by the motorcyclist who caught him riding around on his bike. But I mean, walking around with no mask and just out and about with his family. But I'm going to end the show. And I'm going to end the show with something that I always say, which is, please, please do your own research. Don't take what I said as gospel. Don't take what anybody says as gospel. Have your own mind. Think about things. And go forth. Do research. Look into these parties. Look into what Democrats stand for and what they represent. And look into what Republicans stand for and what they represent. And if you don't identify with any of them, or you're just not comfortable, whatever the case is, just please make sure you do these things being educated. Make smart choices based on facts and actual proof and what you can prove. I sit here and I do my research and I look, I search and I search and I search until I can't refute the facts anymore. That's what scientists do. It's called a hypothesis and a theory. You have a control, which is your facts, and then you have a theory, what you might think it could be. Until you can prove that control wrong or that control changes with actual proof, your theory is bullshit. Your feelings aren't rational. It's bullshit. Wake up, please. Your children depend on it. Americans depend on it. We all depend on people functioning and operating with common sense. Because if we don't, this country goes bye-bye. America will cease to exist. And I just put a comment up there. It says, yes, and make sure you read your voter guide for your cities. Do everything. Do all the research that you need to do. Seriously. This is a year of the ballot or the bullet.
The moment has come for our nation to deal with systemic racism.
What exactly is systemic racism or institutional racism? Individual racism is obvious. Systemic racism, however, is far more subtle, and it originates in the operation of established and respected forces in the society and thus receives far less public condemnation. Systemic racism is when Black and brown citizens are kept trapped in lower society by privileged elitists in order to maintain power by creating a permanent second class of people. Systemic racism is the 1994 crime bill.
Biden's 1994 crime bill helped fuel mass incarceration with financial incentives to keep people behind bars.
Biden's record in the Senate actually reflects very racist legislation. Biden has made it a death penalty offense for everything but jaywalking. I like the idea they keep in jail longer. I'm the guy that wrote the bill.
Systemic racism is knowing full well that people trapped in poverty cannot afford lawyers to fight back against false allegations.
It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society.
It's breaking up families and creating entire generations of fatherless children.
The founder of Planned Parenthood was a eugenicist. Birth control, said Margaret Sanger, must lead ultimately to a cleaner race. We don't want the word to get out, Sanger said, that we want to exterminate the Negro population.
It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife.
Instead of building back better, systemic racism is deeming a community as an unfit, unsocialized group of people who cannot be rehabilitated.
We don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. That's the sad truth. We have predators on our streets. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. We have no choice but to take them out of society.
Systemic racism is when you deprive generations of children from a quality education.
If I'm president, Betsy DeVos's whole notion from charter schools to this are gone.
It's when your own running mate calls you out for supporting institutional racism.
I was actually it was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputations of two United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country.
Biden sought and received support from Mississippi Senator James Eastland. He frequently spoke of blacks as, quote, an inferior race.
And it was not only that, but you also worked with them to oppose busing.
Do you think that his remarks about segregationist senators and his past policy on busing effectively disqualify him as a candidate?
I think the voters will decide whether he is qualified to run or serve.
Systemic racism is when you are a vice president to the first black president and preserved the unjust system.
The Black Lives Matter movement emerged under a black president, black attorney general, and black homeland security, and they couldn't deliver, you see?
You know, I'm like the token black.
So I learned about roaches. Unlike the African-American community, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. They're going to put you all back in chains.
Joe Biden can't change the system. He is the system. But President Trump has begun to dismantle Joe Biden's systemically racist 47-year career. He signed criminal justice reform into law, increased and secured permanent funding for historically black colleges and universities. He fights for school choice, and President Trump took the lead on police reform last year. All of the issues that President Obama neglected and the policies that Biden could have changed in nearly a half a century in Washington.
America's ready of rooting out our systemic racism.
We agree, Joe. That's why you have to go. Systematic racism ends when Joe Biden is retired from public office.
You ain't black. You ain't black.
Now, I like that video because it's the truth, whether you like it or not. It's the truth. The Democratic Party represents the systemic racism that most blacks complain of. So like I do every show, I'm going to end it and say, please do your own research. Please look into everything that I'm saying. Look into the parties. Look into what they represent. A lot of us believe in we believe in school choice. President Trump believes in school choice. The young man or the young woman in the inner city who is smart and has the opportunity to go to a better school and make a better life for themselves shouldn't be blocked in to the terrible school in the inner city community. No child should have that placed upon them. No child should have to stay in those type of environments. School choice is one thing that you just heard Joe Biden say he's absolutely against. He's absolutely against charter schools. Wake up, people. You have the opportunity to make real change with this election because this is a year of the ballot or the bullet. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching with me, talking with me. Thank you for all the birthday comments, for all the support. I'm going to be setting up a Patreon for special videos that whoever is subscribed to my Patreon, whoever's interested in getting those special perks that not everybody else gets, I'm going to be setting one up, and I'll be linking it to my Facebook and my YouTube as well. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for post notifications on Facebook anytime I go live. Follow it on YouTube so you can get all the notifications of when I upload certain videos when we go live, because we also live on YouTube as well. And I appreciate everybody and their support. This was Hot Mike. I'm Suni. You guys have a good night, and I'll leave you with the awesome video I showed in the beginning of Malcolm X spread. He's dropping that knowledge, y'all. Have a good night.
Washington, D.C., in the House of Representatives, there are 257 who are Democrats. Only 177 are Republican. In the Senate, there are 67 Democrats. Only 33 are Republicans. The party that you backed controls 2/3 of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise to you because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you're dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race.